You have the power to heal timelines and dimensions in your family tree, my friend. If you are finding blocks or any resistances to any area of your life, especially relationships, then there is a highly likely chance that you have a block in your family life. All of my life, I have despised coming home, and I have no idea why that was. Why did I despise being back home? Why did my body just want to curl up and not go home? And for years, I fell into this pattern where I would go out and try to seek happiness and all of these other things. What I did not realize is that I was running away from myself and my family. The person that I am, or the person that I was, identified herself as being scared, hurt, betrayed, depressed when it came to thinking about the feelings of going back home and being with my family. And so on the surface, when people ask me, how's your family? How are you doing? How's your relationship with your parents? My natural instinct is just, everything is great. Everything is fine. Life is amazing. I never wanted to put any of my problems onto anyone else ever. And let me tell you that this is not the way to live, my friends. If you are that person that likes to just hide and run away when things get challenging, then I invite you to keep listening to this, because the things that I'm going to share in this podcast and in this episode are things that are truly capable of turning things around for you. I know that because I have done it myself, and I know that just putting all of this proof onto myself and making myself the case study might not be enough proof that you need, which is why I need you to actually implement and try the things out for yourself. Do not just blindly listen to anyone. Do not just blindly listen to me. Do not blindly listen to anyone and what anyone is saying. Do not agree with what anyone is saying until you have proof that it works because you've tried it. So this is why I have such a huge problem with people who, teach stuff like manifestation and, attracting your everything, all that good stuff. As much as I love that content is based on that person's very biased view and a very biased opinion. A lot of people share things online, yes, because it's what they've learned and it's what, they have experienced and done for themselves. But what we don't realize is they had a completely different way of being and a completely different childhood, which created the person that they are today. So all of the things that they are sharing with you, and when they tell you, try this manifestation technique or try that manifestation technique, and then you try it and it doesn't work, well, it's because you have very different limiting beliefs than that other person, and you have a very different way of being than that other person that is teaching you these things. So you might listen to someone's advice and try a few things of theirs out and it doesn't work. Well, yes, it's not gonna fucking work. Sorry. It's not going to work because you are wired differently. I think Dr. Joe Dispenza says that you are wired, or no, he says something else. Neurons that fire together, wire together. I don't know. We're not going to get into that. We can definitely get into all of that in another episode. But right now, you are wired differently than literally anyone else around you. You are your own person, and I need you to recognize this literally right now. Recognize that you are a person that is wired in a very specific and a very unique, divine way. You are not created like anyone else. You are your own person with your own set of beliefs and your own set of behaviors and your own set of being, and more importantly, your own set of filters. And so filters is the word I use to describe all of the layers or all of the filters that are in front of you that you are not able to see because they exist in the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm, all of your beliefs and everything that you are is there. Everything exists right now in this very moment. Just because you cannot see it does not mean that it is not there. So you have all of these filters and layers that consume the things that you are not able to see in front of you. I'm going to give an example. My way of growing up was way different than my sister's way of growing up. Even though we had the same parents and we were raised in the same household, she grew up in a very different way that was unique to her. She had different friends. She had different teachers. She had different mentors. She had different beliefs about life based on her perspective and the things that she saw and grew up on. Whereas me, I have my own set of beliefs. I had different friends. I had different teachers. I had different beliefs. I felt different about a certain thing that now shaped the person I am today. And so we are two different people, even though we grew up in the same household with the same parents. If I were to get triggered for something that my sister said, well, that's because she views the thing that she is saying in a very different way. She might not even know the things that she is saying and how they are going to affect me. It is my responsibility then to first be aware that this whole idea, this whole reality, or this whole thing is taking place. If my sister is saying something, I need to be aware that she is saying it based on her perceptions and based on how she grew up in this world and how her belief system is and how her network of literally her wiring, how her wiring in her body is. It's way different than mine. This applies to literally everyone around you. So then, if I am getting triggered by something my sister said, it is 100% my responsibility to take action and heal that thing, that part of me that got triggered. What a lot of us end up doing is a lot of us blame other people when we get triggered. We take responsibility and we place it on everyone else except ourselves. And I want you to become really freaking aware, especially if you want to change your life and you want to heal and you want to finally start attracting the life that you've been trying to attract and finally manifest all these amazing things that are waiting for you, that are literally waiting for you because they exist. They are here in this moment with you. But because you have this filter, because you have this lens, because you get triggered, because you are not able to see that other people are living life in a way that resonates with them and the way that they grew up and the filters and perceptions that they have, because you're not aware of this fact, you get triggered and then you start blaming it on other people and you're back to square one. And no wonder the manifestation that's literally right there waiting for you does not want you, because it sees that you don't want it bad enough because you are putting blame on everyone else. So it's like, will this person put blame on me, or will they be grateful because they have me? So what a funny way of looking at this. I want to, emphasize that again. Maybe I'll share or rephrase it in a different way. But let's say, for example, you are trying to manifest and bring into your life the most beautiful car. Let's use that as an example. The most beautiful car, your dream car, energetically, it's there. Energetically, it's yours. It is right there, right in front of you, but you are not able to see it, and it's not in your current reality because you may have a filter that is blocking that thing from getting to you. So this filter could be anything. This filter could be a trauma wound that you were still holding on to when you were a little child. I'm actually recording this in my car in this random parking lot. Go figure. Someone just pulled up next to me and got out of his car, and it is 9 p.m. right now, but I quickly, turned my car on and drove away. I did not drive home, but I drove to my high school. And how funny that today is literally the day that I am deciding to name this podcast and this community that I am creating High School. With a K, of course. It's almost like a confirmation that yes, that is what I need to name this podcast and name the community that we are building, High School. It just makes sense. Get the real education that you never got. And that'll be the tagline, because healing your family relationships. And I know how tough can be, especially for those of us who have really tough relationships with our parents. If we have tough relationships with them, it can be really hard to try to confront that part of ourselves. It's hard to want to finally understand and accept why we are the way we are. And a lot of that has to do with how you were raised, how your parents were, because you are 50% mom and 50% dad, unless you were made in some lab, which, wow, amazing. Can I meet you? Let's talk. 50% of us is mom, 50% of us is dad, and when we come into this world, unfortunately, we come with a lot of their beliefs and a lot of their own programming, their own wiring. We come with 50% of our mom, 50% of our dad. So if we are a little messed up, of course our relationships with our parents is going to be difficult, because we are also trying to solve the things that they had struggles with growing up. And so this is the real truth. This is the real reality that we're afraid to dive into, because we don't want to take that responsibility ourselves, and we don't want to try to understand why our parents are the way that they are. Because a lot of our filters that we have in front of us are things like resentment. And when you have things like resentment, your body, your spirit does not want to get rid of that, because it feels comfortable, because it's all you know and all you knew growing up, this feeling of resentment. Now, as an adult, you carry this resentment as sort of a badge, like, oh, I'm gonna resent you because that's just so fun and amazing and I'm so cool and look at me. So we carry this resentment with us, not knowing that it was there for years, decades, which is scary to think about. We carry around this resentment and we don't want to do the work because this resentment feels comfortable and we don't want to let go of that. And so I invite you to finally start looking at this part of yourself. Finally start paying attention to your relationship with your close ones. And when I say close ones, I mean close ones. I am directly referring to your mom and your dad, your mother and your father. Those are the two people. If you can heal those maternal and paternal timelines, my friend, which is something that I am currently working on myself. So if you want to join me in on this journey, then I invite you to come join my book club. We are working on the things that truly have the power to make a huge impact in your life, my friend. I know that you have been trying out all these manifestations, writing out, journaling, scripting, doing all this crazy law of attraction, writing out your thing a billion gazillion times, and it's just not working because you have not solved the root of the issue, which is healing those parts of you that never got healed. And when things are not healed inside of us, that is when we have blocks. That is when we have things like resentment and emotions that are just there because that's all we know and that's all we are comfortable with. So, number one, we're not even aware that these things exist, and this is how we have been living with this pain and this feeling of resentment and grief and shame and guilt, and we don't want to dive deep into these emotions, so it feels scary. So I invite you to become aware of this and come join the book club. We are doing all the things that you never got a chance to do, which is heal that part of yourself, heal your little child. Heal that part of you that never received love the way that it needed, never received gratitude the way that it needed, never received appreciation, never received love. And so we try to seek all of these things outside of us. And so we try to seek for all of these things outside of us and look for external pleasures, when in reality, we just need to focus on healing the part of ourselves that never got healed. And once you do that, I promise you there is going to be a flood of amazing good things that finally start happening for you, because you finally let go and learned how to heal and work with this part of yourself that is resenting you, that is holding you back from moving forward, that is holding you back from all the wealth that is there for you to enjoy, all this gratitude, all this appreciation, all this all this joy for life, all this enjoyment, all this joy, all this love that is there waiting underneath all of these filters and blocks that you have. So if you are interested in joining the book club, I would love to have you inside. I am so committed to helping you finally fix that one issue that is just getting in the way, and it frustrates me because this is literally the thing that I avoided for so long, and it's like, finally, this is what I had to work on, this little thing that I've been avoiding, but it just didn't feel good, and now I'm finally working on it. Okay, I gotta go. But I love you so much. I hope to see you inside of the book club, and I will chat with you later. Bye.